Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the English class. Today we are going to learn the third chapter of the supplementary reader. The name of the chapter is The Shepherd's Treasure. This is an Iranian folktale, and this story throws light upon the importance of human values like honesty, wisdom, and humanity. This story tells us how by following such high values and principles, a shepherd became a governor. So let us read and understand the chapter to learn more about it. The Shepherd's Treasure. In a village in Iran, there once lived a shepherd. He was very poor. He did not even have a small cottage of his own. He had never been to school or learned to read and write, for there were very few schools in those days. Here we see a poor shepherd in Iran. He was so poor that he didn't even have a small house. Because of less number of schools during those days in his area, he could never go to schools or learn to read and write. Here we see two words, shepherd and cottage. Shepherd means a person who takes care of the sheep, and cottage means a small house. Though poor and uneducated, this shepherd was very wise. He understood people's sorrows and troubles and helped them face their troubles with courage and common sense. Many people came to him for advice. Soon he became famous for his wisdom and friendly nature. The king of that country heard about him and thought of meeting him. Now, in spite of his poverty and illiteracy, this shepherd was very wise. He was able to understand people's pains and often helped them to solve their issues with courage and wisdom. People used to visit him to find suggestions and solutions. Because of this ability, he became popular. His popularity reached the king as well, and he thought of meeting him. Disguised as a shepherd and riding on a mule, one day the king came to the cave where the wise shepherd lived. As soon as the shepherd saw the traveler coming towards the cave, he rose to welcome him. He took the traveler inside the cave and gave him water to drink and a share of his own meager meal. The king rested for the night in the cave and was greatly impressed by the shepherd's hospitality and wise conversation. Now, one day, dressed as a shepherd and hiding his true identity, the king reached the shepherd's cave on a mule. The moment the shepherd noticed him coming to his cave, he got up to greet him. He brought the traveler inside his cave and gave him water and food. The king took rest and stayed with him for the night in the cave. And the king was impressed by his friendly, warm reception and words of wisdom. Here we see some words. They are disguised, mule, meager, and hospitality. Disguised means an appearance that hides the actual form. And mule is an offspring of a male ass and female horse. And meager means inadequate or quite less in amount. And hospitality means act of being friendly and warm reception. Though still tired, the king decided to depart the next morning. He said, "Many thanks for your kindness to a poor traveler. I have a long way to go. Permit me to leave. Looking at straight into the eyes of his guest, the shepherd replied, "Thank you, Your Majesty, for paying me the compliment of a visit." Now, though the king was still feeling tired, yet he decided to leave from the place the very next morning, and he expressed his gratitude to the poor shepherd for his warm and kind welcome. He sought his permission to leave the place, and the shepherd addressed the king as "Your Majesty," and looking straight into his eyes, expressed his gratitude, telling that, "Thank you, Your Majesty, for paying me the compliment of a visit." Here we see a word, compliment. Compliment is an expression of appreciation. The king was astonished as well as pleased. "He is indeed very wise," he thought to himself. "I need people like him to work for me." And the king appointed this humble shepherd the governor of a small district. Although he rose to power and dignity, the shepherd remained as humble as ever. People loved and honored him for his wisdom, sympathy, and goodness. He was kind and just to one and all. His fame as a fair and wise governor soon spread throughout the country. Now the king was wondering and was full of joy to hear his words. He thought that the shepherd was actually very wise. The people like him were the need of the king. He must work for the king, and the king made him the governor of a small district. In spite of all the power and dignity, the shepherd remained humble and modest. People liked him and were full of appreciation for his wisdom and kindness. His behavior was just to everyone. He became popular as a good and wise governor. Here we see some words. They are astonished, which means wondered, pleased, which means happy, and humble, which means not proud but modest. Now the governors of other provinces grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against him. They said, "He is very dishonest and keeps for himself part of the money that he collects as tax from the people. Why did he always carry with him," they added, "an iron chest? Perhaps he carried in it the treasure that he had secretly collected." After all, they said mockingly, he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. So here we see the governors of other states developed jealousy for him. They started speaking against him to the king. They started calling him dishonest and blamed him for keeping part of the tax money with him. They even posed questions over his iron chest. They said that it had all the treasures he had collected secretly. They made fun of him, calling him a common shepherd who was expected to behave in such a dishonest manner. Here the word provinces means states. Mockingly means making fun of. At first, the king did not pay attention to these reports. But how long could he ignore these governors and their endless stories about the shepherd? One thing was certain, the king discovered the new governor did carry an iron chest with him all the time. So one day the new governor was summoned to the palace. He came riding on his camel, and to everyone's delight, The famous iron chest was there, fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. Here we see that the king paid no attention to such complaints of the other governors, but gradually he had to do. The king did not believe that the shepherd is a dishonest governor, but one thing was sure, that he carried an iron chest with him. The king thought that he must inquire about the reason for carrying an iron chest with him all the time. Thus the king called the new governor to the palace. He came on his camel. Everyone was feeling joy as the most talked about iron chest was tied behind him on the camel's back. Here the word discovered means found, and summoned means called, and delight means joy, and fastened means fixed or tied. Now the king was angry. He thundered, "Why do you always carry an iron chest with you? What does it contain?" The governor smiled. He asked his servant to bring in the chest. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherd to be found out. But how great was their astonishment, and even of the king himself, when the chest was opened. No gold or silver or jewels, but an old blanket was all that came out. Holding it up proudly, the shepherd said, "This, my dear master, is my only treasure. I always carry it with me." Now, seeing the iron chest along with him, the king shouted in anger and asked him the reason for carrying that iron chest with him. And the governor smiled and asked his attendant to bring that chest. All the people were very curious to see and find what it had inside. But when it was opened, they found no precious gold or silver or jewels, but only an old blanket. The shepherd took it in his hands with his pride and explained to the king that it was his treasure. "But why do you carry such an ordinary blanket with you? Surely you are the governor of a district," the king asked, to which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity, "This blanket is my oldest friend. It will still protect me if at any time your majesty should wish to take away my new clothes." How pleased the king was, and how embarrassed the jealous governors became to hear the wise man's reply. Now they knew that the shepherd was indeed the humblest and wisest man in the land. The king made him the governor of a much bigger district that very day. Now here we see that the king was very curious to know the reason for carrying such an old blanket. And to this the shepherd replied in a very dignified and respectful manner that the blanket was his oldest friend. In times of need, it would protect him. If the king wished, he could take his new clothing, but that blanket was very dear to him. The king was much pleased to hear his words. The governors were ashamed, and now it was clear to everyone that the shepherd was the humblest and wisest man there. Feeling proud of him, the king gave him a bigger district to look after at that very time. Here we see two words, embarrassed and indeed. Embarrassed means feeling of shame and awkwardness. Indeed means in reality. So here the story is complete. As I have said in the beginning, this story throws light upon the importance of human values like honesty, wisdom, and humanity. And here we saw a shepherd who, by following such high values and principles, became a governor. Here the chapter is complete. Hope all of you have understood. Thank you.